Namaste students. Today we are going to study atoms and molecules.
Learning objectives. Student will be able to understand laws of chemical combinations, understand the steps of calculation and verifications of law, and relating the laws in real life situation. Teaching methods which are used over here are explanation and demonstration. Learning outcomes. Through this topic, student will be able to state laws of chemical combination, make predictions about the starting mass of the reactants versus the ending mass of the products in a chemical reaction based on law of conservation, explain how Lavoisier came to discover the law of conservation, and calculate the proportions of elements in a compound. In this chapter, you will be introduced with law of chemical combinations, what are atoms and their atomic size, what is a molecule, writing a chemical formula based on the valency of elements, atomic masses and molar mass and mole concept. Under the topic of law of chemical combination, I will first introduce you with Vedic and Western history of research on atoms, followed by law of chemical combination, which includes law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportions. In ancient India, Maharshi Kanad stated that we will came across the smallest particle of universe called Parmanu if we keep on dividing matter, that is Padarth. Philosopher Pakuda Katyayama encouraged the concept of existence of particles in combined state. Democritus and Leucippus termed the smallest particles as atoms. Based on their and many more researchers' work, it is concluded that matter is made up of atoms. Different kinds of atoms have different properties and they combine differently, due to which matter show variable properties.
There are two laws of chemical combination in 9th curriculum: law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportion. Along with it, I would like to give you another law of chemical combination, that is law of multiple proportion, that we will study in higher classes. First law is law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass is given by Antoine L. Lavoisier in 1774. He stated that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Let's learn about law of conservation of mass using activity 3.1. So let's go.
Materials required: sodium sulfate solution, barium chloride solution, measuring cylinder, test tube, thread, conical flask, stopper, and weighing balance. Procedure: take 5% sodium sulfate solution, measure 20 ml of sodium sulfate solution using measuring cylinder, transfer it to conical flask, take 5% of barium chloride solution, measure 20 ml of 5% barium chloride solution using measuring cylinder and transfer it to a test tube. With the help of thread, suspend the test tube inside the conical flask. Keep the apparatus in such a way that it will not mix unless it is being tilted. Close the mouth of the flask with the help of stopper. Now measure the weight of the apparatus using weighing balance and note down the observation. Now tilt the apparatus in such a way that the two solutions get mixed. You will observe that when the two solutions are mixed, there will be a formation of white precipitate, which is nothing but the barium sulfate. Sodium chloride is formed as byproduct, and this reaction is called double displacement reaction. We will measure the apparatus again after the chemical reaction and we will note down the readings. Based on the observations, it is inferred that the mass of the products before and after the chemical reactions remain same. This verifies law of conservation of mass.
Now the next law is law of constant proportion. This law is given by Antoine A. Lavoisier and J. Proust. According to this law, elements are in definite proportion by mass in a chemical substance. Let's take an example.
Let's take an example of water. Water has a molecular formula H2O. From the molecular formula, it is clearly seen that there are two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. The oxygen atom has a mass of 16 gram and hydrogen atom has a mass of 1 gram, but there are two hydrogen atoms, so the total mass will be 2 gram. On taking the ratio of these two elements, it will be 16:2, or taking a lowest form, then it will be 8:1. This ratio is constant for any water molecule or water that is taken from any source, whether it is a seawater or fresh water or pond water. The ratio of oxygen and hydrogen remains same. This verifies law of constant proportion. Let's understand law of constant proportion using this example. In this question, there are three elements that are forming calcium carbonate, that is calcium, carbon and oxygen. But the number of atoms participating in forming the calcium carbonate of these elements are different. From the molecular formula of calcium carbonate, we can see that there is one calcium atom, one carbon atom and three oxygen atom. So the masses of these elements in calcium carbonates are 40, 12 and 48 respectively. Taking the ratio of their masses, it can be seen as 40:12:48, which can be reduced to 10:3:12. This ratio is constant for calcium carbonate. Thus, we can conclude that the calcium carbonate is following law of constant proportion.
If you like the tutorial, please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching.